Today I'm going to be giving you a closer look at these hair chalks for temporary hair color. So just going through here, these tiny little combs that have the chalks in them, the different colors that they have: blue, purple, orange, green, pink, and red. Okay, so I'm going to just show you some demonstration for applying this in your hair, and then I'll go through what it looks like through the next couple of days. So in my hair here, we did a little peekaboo window. So we're putting blue in the sides, pink in the back, and then my hair just falls underneath it or over top of it, so you can see little bits of blue and pink peeking through underneath. Okay, so a couple of notes for application. It does come with gloves for your hands, and it says that makeup remover will take this color off of your skin. However, we found that the color that we got on our hands, as long as we washed off right away, it just washed right off with soap and water. So you do see some little divots and unevenness in the chalk. If you apply a lot of pressure, sometimes little chunks can come off of it. So I would recommend when you're applying this that you're standing on a towel. Now I'm just wearing my workout clothes that I'm going to change out of in case it got on my clothes. I didn't see any color getting on my clothing though. However, we did have some pieces that fell on the floor that I stepped on while wearing a slipper, and then I kind of crushed that and smeared it all over the place. So I ended up having to mop my floor, but it did come right off. So I would say stand on a towel and kind of over the sink as you're doing this. As long as you're careful, application is pretty easy and clean, and easy to clean up afterwards. You just take it and brush it straight in.
Experiment time. It's been in my hair for at least 10 minutes. I'm brushing it. So makes my hair feel a little bit like stiff, almost like there's like a wax on top. Now, we did heavier in mine, so really like pressing down to get the color in, so there may be like wax residue rather than like a light comb color. But if you look at the different pictures of people who use it, they've got a really heavy color. So yeah, my hair feels like the texture's affected. I'm just wondering if it's going to smear out everywhere. And my comb is blue and pink, so it's definitely rubbing out when I'm brushing my hair. Let's try it. Right? No color in here. It doesn't seem to be like actually coming off my brush or rubbing off anything else, so I can just take that off my brush, or rinse my brush out.
So these chalks make it really easy to do highlights or lowlights. So I did parts underneath. We've also taken pieces at the very base of the hair, and I've done streaks and highlights on top. So you can see a little bit of like chunk of color came off right there, and I was just able to take that and comb it straight through my hair. So it wasn't a big deal. But then if you're leaning over a sink, that's not really a problem if any flakes come off. And on my countertop or in my sink, just a little bit of water washes this out. So this is temporary hair color. It's supposed to stay in for like 3 to 4 days and then washes right out. So I will take you through the process of what my hair looks like over the next couple of days and how nicely it cleans out. Okay, I'm on day 2 of my chalk hair color, which you can see is still there. I feel like not super vibrant, not quite as bright as it was initially, but if you look through here, you can see my blue and my pink. So obviously I didn't wash my hair, because if I were to wash it, probably even with a rinse it would come out. It's kind of raining outside today, so I've been careful to like keep my head covered and not get wet, because I'm pretty sure with getting wet it'll start to just run out a little bit, because really just one shampoo should wash this out.
So I didn't have any trouble last night. I just put my hair in a braid and slept on it, and I didn't see any traces of the color coming off my pillowcase, which is what I was kind of worried about, that it would, you know, the color would stay in there, but it would rub off. And I haven't seen that happening. So it seemed to just kind of to actually set in there, and it's not really coming off on things. I am, when I'm brushing my hair, seeing a little bit of blue on my brush. But when it gets on my brush, I'll take that and like brush my daughter's hair, and it's not coming off of the brush onto it. So I'm not mixing the blue throughout my hair by any means, but it does come off on the bristles a little bit. So you can see it over here. It's definitely a little bit more dull. I would say that if you're doing like, I'm thinking next time of doing a patch just like down here of like a bright color to just have like a pop of color. And I think if you're doing just a certain section, like it'll fade over time, but you could definitely take a chalk and run it through just to make it a little bit more brighter and vibrant. When you're doing highlights throughout, I kind of wish for the highlights that I would have just done on the top layer, but I wanted them to like peek out of the layers of my hair, but they're not super noticeable. It's really like I'm a hidden unicorn. So you can just see it, you know, a little bit, but you know, if I were to go out somewhere, people are not like, whoa, your hair is blue. It's really, really subtle. If I were to do top layers, it'll be a little bit more. Now my hair is light, but it's not super like platinum blonde. So I think that the colors would definitely be more vibrant and stay more vibrant if my hair were lighter, but I am seeing a fade in the color, and I haven't washed it at all. It's just day 2 of that color being in here. So I'm interested to see what it looks like a day 3. The color is still present, but it is just, you know, not super noticeable. And I did do it, you know, in between layers, so it was already kind of subtle with the color. But I did style my hair today, which I think makes the color look cooler popping out there. I was a little worried about styling, like if I were to use a wand, which I did today, like would it come off on there? Would my hair be weird? You know, temperature wise, because the texture did feel a little bit more stiff, but I just used a dry shampoo as normal at my roots and put in hairspray, and then went ahead and curled it. Nothing came off, and my hair didn't respond differently to the heat or anything like that. So you can still style as normal. But yeah, on this side you can see, like, you actually have to look for it. And again, I did do it on underlayers, where the underlayer is a darker, naturally just a darker part of my hair is a little more bright on top. So next time I'll have to try some lighter layers up on top. But here we are, and that's my hair day 2. Okay, it is day 3 of my blue and pink hair. And my hair is pretty post-workout nasty, but before I attempt to do something with it, I'm going to show you the color. So here's the pink in here. The color's looking pretty subtle, but you know, when I do things with it so you can see the blue, especially because it's on the layer underneath, it's subtle. It looks a little bit faded, but I'm sure, like you can see, it was the whole way up here before, and you're kind of just, it looks a little faded towards the top. And my hair's lighter on the bottom, so it's just a little bit brighter right there. But yeah, the color's still in there, and still I'm not seeing any like residue on my pillowcase. It's not really going anywhere. The pink, even when it gets faded, looks pretty cool, that pink color. So again, if my hair were a little bit lighter, you might see these colors being more vibrant. I think, now I need to look back and compare, I think that there's been some fading as the day's gone on, but the color is still definitely there. And should I choose to do day 4 of this without washing my hair, I probably will need to wash it tonight. But if I did another day of it, I think that that color would definitely still be present. So there it is. It's not rubbing off. As far as like texture, there is kind of like an oily feel to it in the hair, but you use hairspray and stuff and you don't really notice. But there's definitely kind of a little bit of a texture difference. I can feel that there's something on my hair. But it's not a big deal, because if it bothers you, you can just wash it out. So you could definitely use this for 1 day, 2 day, and 3 days. And if it's color you really like, right after you wash your hair, put it in, keep it in for a couple days. So yes. There's my pink under here. So I still have that like peekaboo color. I went out last night and it was definitely present. That did people notice, like, or a couple minutes notice, is it blue in your hair? But yeah, so there it is. Color's still there.
So this color successfully lasted for 3 days. I did see some fade, but the color was still in there. And when I washed it out, it was simple. I didn't have to do anything differently, just use my regular shampoo and conditioner, and it washed out without me getting any color on me or on my shower. It was just a really clean process. And since it seemed to be so clean and no color rubbed off anywhere and I didn't have any problems and it's a nice temporary color, I went ahead and put it in my 6-year-old daughter's hair, and she loves having some pink streaks and highlights in the front of her hair. And because it was so fun and easy, I decided to try some more. So I put some purple highlights in the front and the top of my hair, and was able to do just as dark as I wanted for just a pop there of purple in the front. I really love the purple color. And here's one more example for you of my friend's more textured curly hair. She did a chunk of purple at the bottom of her hair, and it turned out looking really cool, and for her wash out really clean and nice as well. So this has proven to be a really cool and easy temporary hair color. Now with this one, it would be pretty difficult or time consuming to put it in throughout your whole head of hair, and it does leave a little bit of waxy residue on the hair that you've colored, but I think that for big chunks or colored highlights, this is awesome to use. It would be great and easy to use for Halloween rather than sprays or other temporary ones, and it's nice and simple to use without putting in any permanent or semi-permanent hair color. If you want something that you can just put in and then you're able to wash out just as soon as you want, then this is pretty great. Also, it's nice that it will last in there for as many days as you go without washing your hair. It definitely fades a little bit, but 3 to 4 days you keep this color in before washing out. And that's been your closer look at this temporary hair color chalk.